away from Empire, and obviously they follow it up with the Gyro ban. We know that Silent loves that hero, and we know that he's pretty damn good on it.
Oh, wow, opening Visage here.
Yeah, I think they want to get draw Visage now. And
is this Empire's DK, Chen?
And I think Empire know as well. And you don't really want to counter pick the draw. I don't think it's super good.
Yeah, I think
it's kind of awkward.
I don't know, I think opening Visage is still kind of, it's very easily counterable in my opinion.
I don't know, what do you do? There's no Gyro.
Yeah, but I mean, if you know they're going to go Drow, you can still pick early push, and it's not that bad. You just have to pick like something offlane that actually has very good team fight contribution, like Centaur. Like Centaur is an amazing counter to.
I think you need to go
lineups.
like face rush, kind of like anti-draw Visage. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you can also pick like PA as well. PA is amazing against Draw Visage lineups.
That's good. But it's like the birds are so annoying now because you can't really kill them with anything.
Well, they take 3 hits now.
Yeah.
Down from 4, so you can like blink strike. If you're fast, you can actually just kill a bird straight away.
Sure.
I don't know. They're gonna go for Undying here. So still some lane pressure. I mean, they have to know that Drow would be coming, right?
I think they are. It's like VP's bread and butter, like the draw Visage thing.
I mean, as you were saying, other ways to deal with it. You were talking about the PA. They picked up an Undying. Is there anything that you could expect to see them pick up with this second pick that could also be an issue if VP Polar wanted to run that Drow kind of core lane situation?
I think they want to ban out like Puck and like these tempo controlling heroes that give you big cooldowns that control the team fights. So they just can't run over you. Tide is good, Puck is good.
I mean, more than anything, like the Drow Visage lineup is always a siege lineup, so you win your lanes really hard with Drow Aura, and you usually pick solo laners that either one contribute massively to a team fight, so like 8 Mother already mentioned, Puck Tide is also really nice, just a frontline hero who can just like stop them from running at you, and then you can go from there. But I think the first thing that you want to secure when you're getting Drow Visage is kind of the Drow Visage, but it depends. Like they're gonna have to wait for what Empire pick, and I guess if you're fighting into what you assume is that lineup, then you kind of want to pick at least decent lanes, in my opinion, as well. And Bristleback, I think, is a decent way to go about that.
It used to be really good because it killed the birds with the calls.
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of mediocre, but it's still very good to just run at them with.
Yeah, take out the CM, obviously good with Bristleback. It's also a hero who can play pretty greedy if Empire, for whatever reason, decided they didn't want to just straight up contest.
Yeah.
And now, thinking about the side of VP Polo, to add to this range strat, we know that they love heroes like the Winter Wyvern and like, of course, the Phobos Phoenix that we saw the other day. Now, do you take these heroes away from the side of VP Polo, or do you just let them have them?
I think Winter Wyvern is actually very strong here, especially since they already had 2 melee heroes, and
for either
Bristol
team,
is
though,
only physical as well. So.
For either team, it's actually really strong, though, if you think about it, because the range on Winter's Curse is ridiculous, and Arctic Burn helps you catch the Drow or the Visage. I mean, it's very easy to start a fight that way.
Both teams are only physical at the moment. So.
Yeah.
Except for Visage Nuke, of course. But
yeah, I like Winter Wyvern a lot, but I know FNG is a fan, so I think it's more likely that VP would pick it up here than Empire.
Yeah, you need a Winter Wyvern player. Otherwise, it's really awkward to have that hero.
Yeah, he's very slow, and if you're not used to it, it's very annoying to play sometimes.
You have to be in the right position, and I think that's the hardest part of the hero.
Third pick now for the side of Empire. A hero that is still available in the draft is, of course, the Beastmaster, which we do sometimes see Empire like to run. Do you think that could be something that they could be considering against VP Polar's, pretty much predictable play style now that we've seen their opening 2 picks?
Their lanes would be too weak if they pick Beastmaster, because they're already up against Drow Visage. They take out Puck and Venge, which are 2 very common partners with the lineup that VP are picking right now, but they need other heroes who can actually contend lanes. They can't just keep picking melee. Like, it's not going to work against what VP are running.
This is almost gonna be a Bristol tri-lane from Empire.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Just go on them, and then maybe have like a safe lane Centaur or Clockwork even. Something like that to like keep them in place. But
is this Leshrac for G, or is this support Leshrac?
I think it's a mid.
Yeah, we saw G play it the other day, didn't he? And he had I don't think they won that game, did they, that he was playing the Leshrac, but he dominated the mid lane in the early stage. He had a very nice lane at the start.
No, they did win that game, didn't they?
They did win that game.
Because 9Pasha was playing Lifesteal on the other team? Was
that
the game
it was that game, yeah. But G had an amazing performance at the start of the game in the mid lane on the Lesh,
I think it's interesting, though, because I think to a certain extent, the Drow Visage lineup kind of needs one hero that you want to put in a solo capacity that's going to be able to tempo control for you, and Leshrac is not that hero. And I think G is like one of the best players when you put him on something that he can play overly aggressive with and push the limits.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday he was playing Queen against Dendi. He honestly beat him so hard in lane. I've never seen that bad of a beating.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they didn't win the game, which is kind of surprising, but I don't know. It's not to say that Leshrac is bad. I just think maybe something is more suited to G for this lineup.
Yeah, it was insane, actually. I don't know if this Leshrac is going to be core. He could be a support with like the Visage Slow as setup.
Yeah.
Stun. He could be pretty good, especially with the aura.
Even
He
just
hits
like
pretty hard.
even with Frost Arrows and Lightning, you can just
exactly.
run somebody down. And they're going to pick DK into this.
It's a coreless shock.
And yeah, it is core now as Rubik is taken here by VP Polar.
Yeah.
Is Rubik really the...
I feel like they want a defensive support, like Winter Wyvern or Bench, which is already banned out, maybe even...
I mean, I guess if they're expecting an aggro try, having less Rubik support with Drow is pretty good, because you can stop the Bristleback from going in or to stop the Undying. And that's kind of all you need to do, because Empire, their only strategy in the tri lane is run at you, more or less.
Maybe draw mid and then Leshrac on the try.
Yeah, that could also be it.
I think that's more likely.
Final
They would own DK is really hard. Yeah.
Empire banning out the Jakiro there, and understandably so, because we did see obviously Phobos pick it up yesterday, and he had a pretty outstanding performance there on the safe lane, solo lane Jakiro.
Yeah, it makes their push ridiculous. Like, they would be able to walk up into a tier 1 and Empire would have to rotate like so many heroes to be able to stop it.
That was a good ban.
Yeah, I love Centaur against Drow lineups.
Yeah,
it's very easy to gap close.
Everyone just runs in very, very fast.
Empire here still potentially needing their... I mean, do you imagine it will be the position 1 Bristle here with the Dazzle and the Undying, and they're still looking for their offlaner?
Maybe they go duo with Undying
Okay.
on a strong lane. But it's hard, like draw
The
tri
duel
lane.
won't win though, and I think
Like if you got draw mid and have these 3 heroes on your safe lane, that's impossible to contest with the duel.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
with that try, it's very, very hard.
But I think that's also why they banned CM,
Yeah.
because CM can play greedy jungle. Like maybe even picking something like Sand King and just going ultra greed for Empire wouldn't be too bad. Because I mean, VP Polar, they're gonna win lanes no matter what, and if they have the one hero roaming, okay, so it is greedy a bit. But Darkseer is like still a mech carrier that they didn't have before.
Yeah.
Final pick here for the side of VP Polar. It's obviously looking to be Phobos' hero, and 2 heroes that come to mind that we both know he plays very well and he's picked up recently and had a lot of success with, Clockwork and Phoenix. Do you feel either of those could be what they're considering here?
Clock is great against Empire's team for sure. Because with the Darkseer, you can surge in the Bristleback or the DK, or even the Undying to start the fight. Because that's why VP Polar banned Centaur. They don't want the Strength team to have a mass initiation tool, so they're just like, nope, no Stampede. But Darkseer offers the same thing in a smaller capacity.
Yep. I don't know what's best actually. I think Phoenix could work out fine. Like, but it's gonna be Darkseer safe lane most likely.
That's a very all-in-ish pick though, I think, if you go Phoenix, because Bristle, DK eventually get BKBs, and then Phoenix is pretty mediocre. And then late game wall against Drow Ranger team, I think you would actually kind of struggle. Oh, Timber. Okay.
Okay, I mean, there are 3 strength melee heroes on the side of Team Empire, so
it's good, yeah.
It's a good game for a Timbersaw.
But I think they have to aggro though.
They're lacking
Don't you
disable
think?
now as well. Well, they would put Timber, I guess, against Darkseer, and then... I guess it works out better for Radiant to go aggro in this situation than it would be if they were Dire. So yeah, I guess they could go aggro, but it's... I don't know. It's tough. Going aggro always puts you in a much weirder position, I feel.
I think they are. I think they have to. There's no other way to play this. Like, this tri lane doesn't do well against Darkseer, so you're gonna lose the lane, I think.
Yeah, but the Empire go aggro to dodge, or do they go aggro thinking VP want to go safe?
I'm talking about the wrong side.
I was gonna say.
Dire has Darkseer.
I was like, VP, I don't know, I don't want to go
Their own
aggro.
Darkseer.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
That's how bad the lane is.
I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, well, here we go. It's going to be, well, worth noting, of course, this is the second game of the series here between the sides of Empire and VP. The first game was given as a def win for the side of VP due to the fact that Empire were unable to turn up to the game on time. So we're going straight into the second game of this two-game series. And, well, it's myself, Eddie Pixel, of course, joined by Atemother and Draskell here at the Aces RG Dream League Season 3. And, oh, Atemother, do you want to tell us what's going on the side of Empire this game?
Sure. On the mid lane, we have Resolution on the Dragonite. And on the support Dazzle, we got Always Wanna Die. Fly. Sorry.
that was appropriate yesterday.
And on the aggressive Undying, we got Aloha Dance. And on the safe lane Darkseer, we got Blow Your Brain, who's a stand-in.
For Yoki.
Former name was Phoebe, if I'm right?
Yeah.
And on the Bristleback, we got Silent.
Okay, and, well, Draskell over on the side of the Radiant. What are we seeing from Virtus Pro?
Well, first off here, we're going to have the Rubik handled by FNG team captain, Illidan Stormrage handling the Drow Ranger. Phobos going to be on the offlane Timbersaw. Going to have Lil playing the Visage. And then finally, G is actually going a safe lane here on Ultrak. So you were right about the Drow mid, but it's actually going to be duels from VP, I guess. Or no, actually they're rotating.
They're moving down.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they really. I think this favors VP so much.
Yeah.
But it's the only thing Empire can do, in my opinion. Otherwise, their lanes are gonna be screwed. So
Okay,
We'll
so
see. They need to like feed kills on the bottom lane, I think.
Timbersaw on the off lane. It's not a hero that we've been seeing a lot of at all recently. Against the Darkseer, how does the matchup kind of fare off?
I think he favors Darkseer.
Yeah. Not by much, but
I think both of you is gonna farm. No one's gonna kill each other.
Yeah. The thing about the Timbersaw is like if you put 2 points into reactive, they buffed it, so now you actually get a pretty good amount of regen. So level 2 is 10 health regen if you get max stacks. So I think it will work out okay for them. And I do think that the Timber actually functions well against the lineup just to be able to like break up the clump, right? Like if you surge somebody in, they could potentially just get lifted and Timbersawed, and that's like death to a lot of these heroes.
Ouch. That was a soul rip for like 150
got level
damage. Yeah. Just a Raz.
I guess Trilane versus Trilane is pretty good.
He has so much regen now.
I mean, obviously talking about this Trilane here versus Trilane on the bottom lane, you were saying you favour the side of the VP. What's that down to the fact that they've got this Visage that's always very nice to have in this kind of aggressive situation?
You can see now they're actually pulling, so they're getting extra experience that Dire are not getting. I think Dire need to get some early kills going here, or this is gonna be really bad for them.
Well, VP are very confident in their lane, so that's one reason why they can pull. And the other thing too is any lane that functions with 2 melee and you don't have a real way to start the engagement, it basically requires VP to go on you and for them to make a mistake.
Oh. Just gonna pop down the telekinesis onto Always Wanna Fly. They're not gonna follow through with the stun.
That's
She's just a
half
level
HP
1
from a
has the lightning
telekinesis.
storm.
It's pretty good for us.
Yeah, that damage from Drought Aura, too
He
strong.
only has 1 tangle as well. They don't have a lot of regen, so any kind of harass to get is worth a lot here.
I mean, the fact that obviously the Undying did go for that level 1 Sorip, doesn't that kind of mean that they're not going to really be able to go until there's level 3 really on the Undying? Because they're going to need the Decay, they're going to need the Tombstone really to destroy the Trilane of VP.
I think if you get a Goo on the Bristleback, but actually he won't get it until at least level 5, I guess? Or no, he would get it at 4. Yeah, 2-1-2. Or 1-2-1, sorry.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, that's quite a while to get that much experience. I guess they can try to contest the pull, but again, it's very hard to go on VP.
I mean, looking at the other lanes as well, the mid lane matchup between the Drow Ranger and the DK at the moment, pretty fairly even between the two.
Tombstone, maybe. What do you say?
In the mid lane, pretty even between the DK and the Drow. I mean, would you have expected the Drow to have a slightly better time, or is the DK always going to stand up
DK is going to have a good time.
Yes.
Doesn't breathe fire, and like, Throw's animation is pretty bad.
He's opted to go for the typical Illidan build though, which is no Frost Arrow.
Yeah, you can't really harass him out either way, because he's going to Bottle Crow, so... Might as well go for lasted. Stat gives you some more lasted power.
It helps your other lanes as well.
I think it's the right thing to do, overall.
It's going to be one of those games that's kind of very passive here. The one big difference between this game and a lot of the games we've been seeing is there are no like solo lanes that are going to have a giant team fight impact. So there's not going to be like a Puck or a Queen TPing to a lane to help the tri lane. It's just kind of like, okay, we have a Dragon Knight and then we have a Darkseer. Sure, the Darkseer can surge in, but it's not quite as impactful as some of these other heroes. So I think that actually favors VP in a way. Because there's no like big fight turning hero that they have to worry about hitting 6. It's kind of just like Empire are going to slowly get stronger, and then VP's team scales ridiculously well at 6. They do hit a plateau though at some stage in the game. Yeah,
but VP are already level 3 in Lashok and Rubik. This is pretty scary for Empire. Empire is like trying to find the window. Oh, this is haste on dying.
He's going to come straight into the lane here. He's got a point. It's the Decay and Soul Rip. There's going to be telekinesis straight away, but he's going to continue to chase one down with a Decay onto FNG. Lower Dance himself. He's getting a lot of harass coming back from the side of VP. He's got to back himself back out. He's looking to go in with a Soul Rip. It's just not the damage here from Empire to bring down anyone on the side of VP.
In my turn, they've lifted 5.
Lightning.
Ouch. Aloha is dead.
Wow, was that level 2 Soul Assumption? Had to be, right? Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Even has 10 stick charges and a mango.
G has like 17 stick charges, I think.
This is kind of expected though.
Yep.
But it's really bad for Empire.
I was going to say, if you run a lane like this, as you were saying, you really need to be finding the kills to get any kind of game from this lane. This is not the start Empire are looking for down there. There are other lanes, you know, the Darkseer farming very well, but as expected, Phobos is finding quite a bit against. He's managed to get himself 18 CS on this Timbersaw. The mid lane as well, still pretty even between the two, 25 for 10, 22 for 6. So only really the bottom lane that's going, you know, not too great for Empire.
I think it's kind of a weird mentality to opt to push into the best thing that VP have going for them, which is their tri-lane. Like, why not just pick another hero who can play greedy? Because the rotation potential from a Rubik and a Visage is like, it's okay, but I really feel like you could just have the Dazzle kind of hovering around between middle and top lane, keep both heroes safe, and then just have some hero in the jungle that is going to be able to get a blink, so that way during the mid game you have some way of starting an engagement. Because right now, Empire's initiation consists of a Surge on a hero with a stun, which is only DK.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward right now. I don't know. The Undying kind of made them lane this way.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to put Undying Dazzle versus Timber.
But
I think that's the main reason.
That's also why I think picking Undying early is actually weak.
Yeah.
Because it forces you, like the hero has to win his lane, but there's so many ways to play around Undying in lane that can make him not win. So
I think the problem is
G and FNG here. They found always want to fly here by the rune spawn. They're going to be able to find themselves a kill. The low hard dance will drop the tombstone, but the tombstone gets taken down straight away. Can G and FNG look to chase this one even more? He's going to back himself towards mid lane.
so much damage.
And put them off. But that's a second kill now for VP. And again, happening around this bottom lane. It's not the best of starts here for Empire with the aggression that they were looking to assert.
yeah, VP love the static lanes and 35 damage from Precision Aura.
That's just
Oh my god.
insane.
But this is kind of what I mean though. Like, why would you play into your opponent's strength, which is clearly the laning phase?
I think they got kind of outdrafted. Though.
Telekinesis and a stun here onto Silent with the Soul Assumption Nuke as well. He's going to get low and he will indeed go down. The damage is just too much from the side of VP. Resolution is going to look for a gank here onto Phobos, but Phobos has got a fair few points in this reactive armor. Will get the Dragon Tail stun to his backside. He's got 2 points in reactive armor. Plus the Timber Chain. In fact, Empire, they need to be careful with the Chakram coming back. Resolution might go down here. Lil TP and will be able to find one kill. Now he's going to look to clear it up as he goes for the Darks here. Blow Your Brain trying to juke it out in the jungle. He has got a TP, searches himself, but a TP in from G as well. G's going to find him out here. He goes into the sidelines. The Soul Assumption come through is not that much. G walks through the wall. It doesn't matter. They've killed the Darks here. G also getting the deny on the tower. It's 7 minutes in and it is not looking pretty for Empire this game.
Now the sad part is Blow Your Brain was one who was doing the best on his team, and then all of a sudden he and both the mid player die. The Visage is level 6 at 7 minutes and has a medallion. Are you kidding me? Like, good god, he is farmed.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
This is insane. Like, he's gonna farm so fast and he can just do Roshan right now with the smoke. It's gonna die in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. I am inclined to agree with the outdraft that you mentioned.
Looking rough. Like the lanes didn't work out, and I don't know. It's really hard.
I mean, that was a very aggressive play as well from Dragon Knight. They're going between the tier 1 and the tier 2, trying to get down a Timbersaw. He's got those points in reactive armor. I mean, the TP reactions were always going to come from VP. I mean, very ballsy play.
I understand why they wanted to go aggro. They feel kind of pressured to make something happen, you know, try to break down the laning phase a bit. Because it does open up space for the Bristleback to try to recover his farm, and I think that is important. Like, playing a static laning phase against Drow Visage is never going to be good for you.
No, that's fairly low, but will back himself off here. FNG's not going to be able to find the initiation. But still, Empire, they've got the Darkseer at the top of the net worth board. Hillerton very close behind, and the Dragon Knight still not falling that far off. So even though it's 5 for 1 on the board, the amount of value on each of these heroes is still fairly even across the board.
Yeah, they're really strong with the mecha timing now as well on Empire. And the most important timing is going to be this Roshan, I think. First is not super important, but the second one is, because it's like high ground timing for Visage with Aga at like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
if they can start taking fights before they lose any towers, I think Empire might be okay.
We
they
see in the
should
middle
try to
there.
use this mecha timing, I think.
Yeah, that looks like
They're
exactly what they're
mid.
doing here. Yeah, Blow Your Brain is going to get very boarded and telekinesed. Dust comes through, he's just going to walk this one off, and so is Resolution. They back themselves off for the time being. And Ruby Wussy managed to steal himself there. So,
Got the
good old
Breathe
Breathe Fire.
It's a really good nuke to have. Also lowers base damage, which is pretty sick.
On the side of Empire, they really want to do something here. They're grouped up as 4. It's going to be the surge onto Resolution. A TP reaction from Timbersaw. DK Phobos is here for the defense. Chucks out the Chakram straight away. Won't catch anyone on the side of Empire, but it does clear the creep wave. Resolution still standing his ground here with the ultimate. Fortification comes out. Lil wrapping around with the Grave Chill.
Oh my
and look at the medallion as
God.
well. So much damage here from this Visage. There will be a shallow grave, and the Dazzle will be able to top Resolution back up. He gets himself out. Soul Assumption will hit onto Always Wanna Fly, but it's not max charges. Won't be enough damage, but this Visage he's already incredibly scary 9 minutes in.
Yeah, he's a beast. VP actually get their second tower deny as well. So 2 tier 1s actually going in favor of Empire, but they don't actually get the gold benefit for either of them, which is kind of painful.
Is that a point boost for G? Well, important thing is Visage is getting so huge from all this. Like he's the biggest hero, like the most important hero on VP side. He's like I'd say he's like the #1 position, basically.
Yeah, he has.
So it's very important for it to secure him like kills and farm.
The other thing too is, with the way that Illidan was building, like he's just going all edgy, and this does show that to some degree VP want to continue to try to pressure lanes. Bottom might be catching out the DK.
And they're going to go for it here. Resolution getting caught out by the slow here from the Lightning Storm.
Lash stun.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. He would have been dead, I think.
Top lane at the moment. DK Phobos continues to find what he can here. Now against Silent, who's returned to the safe lane, looking for a bit more of a space than he was getting on the bottom lane. Phobos just going for it here. It's going to be a hard lane for Bristol.
The catapult just killed it with aura, I think. Maybe not.
I actually think the Empire are stemming the tide pretty well.
It's not that huge of a lead either.
Yeah, I mean, Draw Visage doesn't really kick off until a little bit later, but I mean, level 2 marksmanship, and then, like you said, Visage Aghanim's timing is really key. But
as long as you're not super behind, it's like you're fine. We're just gonna group up and get towers, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. It's still kind of tense for Empire. Are they going for Crimson on the Bristle? Is that the build? Yeah, he's going Banger. I think if you can tank up enough on maybe your DK and your Bristle, you might be okay. Try to surge him in and then fight around Tombstone.
Yeah.
Maybe get like a nice
vacuum. It's like 50-50 physical medical damage with the Timber and the Leshrac.
Yeah.
As well as the Draw and Visage, so
you kind of want BKB as well.
It's very hard to itemize against that. Exactly.
Well, bottom lane, we're going to see the push from VP be able to claim a tier 1 here. And Empire, well, they were wrapping around, but they're keeping themselves grouped up here by the secret shop. Do they want to try and fight into this? We're seeing that the Radiant Vision is pretty good. It's not quite catching the position of Empire as they keep themselves behind the deep tree line. Lil, he's going in head first here. He's got to be careful. There's a lot of heroes on the side of Empire. Empire will drop the Tombstone. Lil just turns the bird straight towards it, trying to take it down. Dragon Sail from Resolution catching out Lil, and he gets vacuumed into the wall. They will bring down the Visage here. He has still got the birds in play. Will they be able to take these down as well? Yep, there's one, and there is two. They get themselves a bit of pocket change as well on top of it all. So Visage just a little bit too aggressively positioned there.
Yeah, any pick that Empire are able to get right now is, I think, much more favorable for them. Is this Surge gonna wear off?
Oh.
Wait, what? He went for an auto attack. Maybe he just didn't think he could get a range. I think Dragon Tail is still slightly shorter than auto range in Dragon form.
Yeah, it is. It's like, what is it? Doesn't say.
It doesn't show properly in range
400.
form.
Yeah, it's 600. Right? No, 500. I think he definitely could have gotten a stun off there.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Maybe he just kind of regretted going in there. So he could have had backup.
He was kind of face rushing a tier 1, and he didn't have a team yet.
Yeah, exactly. So understandable.
Yeah, Empire actually not doing too bad right now. They still have 2 of the 3 highest net worth heroes. The Bristleback has actually like totally recovered his lane as well. He's neck and neck with G. So in terms of farm trading, it's actually going well.
Yeah, I'm surprised. They looked really bad in the laning phase.
VP still have yet to show their 5-man potential here.
Oh, mid lane. Telekinesis onto Resolution as Lil and Illid go straight in on it. He has got the Shadow Amulet, but the Sentry has been dropped. And they will be able to find the Dragon Knight there.
Yeah, it's a big kill, keeping him away from the Shadow Blade. I don't think VP are going to be the kind of team who split up too much this game. Like, they're going to farm for maybe another 5-10 minutes, and then I think they're going to look to group up, maybe even try to get Roshan. If for whatever reason Empire are able to take Roshan away from VP, I think the momentum of the game drastically favors them.
Yeah. It's going to be mostly about the Roshan this game. It's like the biggest objective for both teams, especially VP though. So they can actually finish the game.
Because, I mean, late game, the DK lineup with Bristle will definitely win, I feel, with the Darkseer as well. Like, eventually when he gets Blink, there's no counterplay to that on VP. Like, if you get Blink vacuumed, you are pretty much engaged in that fight. You can't run.
It's very true.
Side of Empire here going to find themselves a very nice Ancient Stack, going to help Silent to continue his way towards that Crimson Guard now on top of the completed Vanguard bottom
Resolution.
lane. They're trying to go on Resolution. They catch him just on the tip of that stun for the Leshrac, and now with Phobos coming forward, there will be a Dragon Tail onto the Timber Sword, but it doesn't matter. G's able to finish that off, and this is your Leshrac now on a killing spree. G having a pretty damn good game, 2.5k on top of the point booster in his inventory now.
Does he really ever have a bad game?
I can't. I'll be honest. G's performance recently, just across the series, has been ridiculous. I mean, it was on the Queen of Pain on the both games against an RV, and even though they lost one, G has to be almost certainly one of the most solid performers on the side of VP in this league play.
I think he had like a 8k day or something.
Yeah, it was a game where he dominated SF in the mid lane. Well,
dear
mid
God.
lane. This Visage, I tell you, FNG, he's going to try and chase this one down, see if he can find anything. Always want to fly is going to be surged up, but there's a Visage waiting here with the two-man stun. There goes your Dazzle. It looks like Darkseer could be in trouble as well. The Soul Assumption nukes, they're just too much. Darkseer going down as well. Aloha Dancer's got to run himself right back to base, but the Lightning Storm slow will catch him. Phobos as well with the Chakram slow and damage. Are they going to be able to find Undying here as well? Yes, they will. He can't get the Soul Rip out. 4 heroes down on the side of Empire. And VP's lineup just seems to dominate what Empire have brought to the board this game.
That's kind of like Game Mother was saying. Lil just having such a great start to this game. It's so bad for Empire because that Medallion just did absolute work during those team fights, and the Weave Steal wasn't bad either.
Yeah, and now Rubik even stole Weave during that fight.
Yeah.
That's so insanely huge for them right now. It's a counter to Bristleback in like every team fight. If they can just keep holding on to this.
Oh, he walks up to the high ground and says nope. He's going to go back to base, wait for some backup after that one, because after that fight, with the amount of money that VP have got in their pockets, they're going to be able to start getting some big items out.
They're going for Roshan here.
Yeah, he's already got a Dominator. This is free. They can't do anything about this.
He's so farmed.
Or maybe they can actually. They do have wall still.
I think they have to do something.
They don't have a...
Oh, they're going to smoke and go here, the side of Empire. They're ready to try and make a jump onto Illidan. Roshan's getting low. They've got to do something pretty shortly. It looks like they're going to get Roshan. Well, Empire, they might still try and fight. They're going to pop down the defensive weave. They're going to go straight onto FNG. Phobos from the high ground with the Chakram. There's going to be a vacuum monster. They brought down Rubik. Phobos now just trying to get himself back out. But Illidan and Lil from the backlines, they're just fighting through it. Now with the stuns from the Familiars, they've taken down the Darkseer. They're controlling Aloha Dance, who's trying to get the decays out. Soul Assumption onto Silent brings him down. They're going to find Resolution as well. It's a 4-for-2 trade. Always want to fly. The only one left will get caught out by the Gust. He's going to try and TP out the Familiar stun there. Oh, they got it. No. Oh. Not in time. He gets out, but the rest of his team, they all go down. Empire losing 4 heroes again. And in that fight, they ran past Lil and Illidan. They were heading straight for the rest of the team of VP and Illidan. And Lil, they just stood there, shooting out with the Familiar, shooting out with the Drow Ranger. And Empire just melted.
The Tombstone melted as well.
And Illidan almost has a Silver Edge as well.
It died instantly. Like, Silver Edge versus the Dragon Knight and Bristle is like...
Yeah, both just melt. And FNG has got off his weave on like 3 heroes. Just before, he has run in Suicide to get the weave off. And that just totally changed the fight.
Yeah, I think honestly though, if Empire had been like even 3 or 4 seconds sooner, like go into the pit, cause some chaos before Roshan starts, like getting the Tombstone into a better position.
If they can pick up the Aegis, whatever, it's huge for the fight, Yeah.
I mean, being able to drop Tombstone on that high ground edge as well, making the heroes not able to just turn and punch it instantly. Like, that Tombstone lasted like a second, and then it was gone.
Resolution with the Shadow Blade will find Illidan here. Illidan has, of course, got the Aegis. He's going to be able to fight for round 2 if he gets some backup. He's going to pop his own Shadow Blade. They do have detection, and they should be able to bring him down once. Now they're going to go for round 2, but he's got backup coming in the form of G and FNG. Can the side of VP fight into this, or are they just going to let Illidan go? They're going to throw in a Lightning Storm. Do they want to go for this? A nice stun onto 4, but the mech's being popped, the walls drop. Yeah, they can't go into this, the rest of VP. They've got to just take the death on Illidan and get themselves the hell out of then. Well, the Shadow Blade from Resolution allowing him to chase down G here. Can he get in range for the Dragon Tail stun? That is the question. He's got a little bit of time left on the invisibility. There's no tier on it, and now with the ulti, he does indeed find it. Can they bring down G? Phobos and FNG have turned up to the fight. They're going to try and set it around here. Phobos straight in the middle of it with the Chakram. And look at the damage for G. He'll Bloodstone Suicide as well, but he's already done so much damage. The heal topping up FNG and Phobos, allowing them to continue to fight, but now with the Dragon Tail onto Phobos. Silent and Resolution looking for that kill. Always want to fly low hard down to the river, looking for FNG. FNG turning around with the decays, trying to get himself out. They've lost 3 on the side of VP. They might lose FNG as well, who did indeed steal the ultimate there from Undying. The Tombstone zombies chasing him down. Will this Rubik be able to get himself out of there? No, he won't. Double kill for Resolution as he finally takes down the Rubik disguised as the Undying there. And that is arguably one of the better fights we've seen from Empire this game.
Well, it did start off with a hero pick, so whenever you're fighting without the Drow even being alive at the start, it's going to be nice. They catch out G before anyone else is really in the vicinity, so there's no counterplay. Like, there was not really a whole lot VP could do. They were just out of position. I think throwing away the Aegis is actually really bad for them, even though they still have a substantial lead. Like, they're not behind, but I think that Aegis should have been able to at least get like the tier 1 top, maybe.
Yeah, and Lil was farming bottom all the time during that fight, and he got his Aghanims now. So...
Aghanims Medallion, 19.5 minutes in. It's pretty good.
Insanely strong right now.
Yeah, the last like 5 to 7 minutes of this game, VP just like put the pedal to the metal, just gained like a massive advantage, because for the first like maybe 10 minutes or so, wasn't really that big of a difference. Even around 15, it was only a few thousand. And then like one team fight in a Roshan later, you are in the red if you're Empire.
Yeah, and the next Roshan is going to be so important. Like, that's where the game is going to be decided, I think.
Yeah.
If VP doesn't get it, they...
Oh, the stolen surge from FNG. Is this really going to enable them to close the gap? Yes, it is. What a play there from Rubik. It will bring back the Darkseer, but Darkseer's got friends silent and always want to fly coming in. There'll be the Shallow Grave on to blow your brain. They're looking for Resolution, Lil and Illidan. Resolution trying to get himself away with the Shadow Blade. He's going to be okay. No one falling out on the side of Empire. Now there's going to be a TP, but it's going to be cancelled straight away by the Undying, who realizes he does not want to be in the midst of all that. And looks like VP will be able to find the space here to take down this tier 2. And maybe even find a kill. Well, Illidan with the gust onto Illidan, and the damage flying out from this Drow Ranger. Already hitting only just under 300 damage 20 minutes in.
They're just gonna go higher and kill this tower, I think. They have Glyph though,
but they don't have wall anymore. Like, they used wall during the last team fight. I think without that, it's way too hard to defend this. Maybe you can surge in the DK again, look for a stun. I don't know, man. I think VP kind of just gonna
He
get
hasn't
this.
even summoned his Aga Burst yet. He's saving it.
Silent. Got to be careful on the front lines here.
He wants the stuns.
Dazzle is back up. They're going to surge Resolution, goes in for a cheeky breathe fire. They've already lost the tier 3. Now VP, do they want to stay and fight? Well, Empire's going to try and make them move. Resolution getting a drag shot. There's a nice vacuum, but they don't have the wall, of course, as they did use in the last fight.
Oh my god.
Tombstone just disappears. Chakram flying through onto Always Wanna Fly. They have found the kill onto Rubik, and oh my goodness, this is something that Empire need to get themselves out of, and maybe they need to get themselves out of the game as a whole, because this is not going great. They've lost 2 heroes, and the side of VP looking for more. Silence staying alive here with the Crimson Guard. Solar Assumption to his backside, and they will be able to bring him down there with a Familiar's double kill here for Lila on this Visage. Aloha Dance, they're trying to get themselves back to the well, but the Solar Assumption flies through. We'll find him as well, and with that triple kill from Lil, GG will be called by Aloha Dance. And what a game for VP, and what a game for Visage.
That was an outdraft, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, I agree. I think
the first Russian just decided the game. Like, if they had been maybe a couple of seconds sooner, could have been a much closer series, but this game in particular, they had no way of winning the lanes. Like, it was way too hard.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Undying pick, like so early, kind of painted them in a corner.
Yeah.
But giving away...
It's going to be really hard for VP to contest those stacks because they don't really have a hero who would be able to kill it around a typical Drow lineup anyway. So I think that Burden are still in a slightly better spot than in the last series we saw Empire were.
At the same time, though, I think Gyro and Wisp are really squishy. So when it comes to like this mid-game skirmishes into team fights, I think they just might blow up instantly from birds or draw damage.
Yeah, that's possible as well.
So it's like, it's hard to say, but lanes are definitely gonna be better this time around, I think. So...
Noticeable bans as well, obviously, from either side. VP Polar, they take away the Chen that we see both Minuts and Come With Me having, well, they have a lot of success on. The Sing Sing Mirana's banned out. Obviously, the Sing Sing PL as well is also taken away from the side of Burden. Burden themselves, they ban out a few of G's big heroes. They take away his Quap, and they also take away his Leshrac, which was pretty scary in the last series.
There's still a Puck in the pool, though. I think Puck is insanely good for VP here.
Could Burden actually take it away from them, though?
They could. It's all around, like...
I think it's actually still good for them.
Yeah.
Now, they'd have to put it either mid, which I think would do okay, and then maybe go with more of like a safe lane Gyro instead. Or they could put it maybe 1v1 and then pick like a strong duel off. But again, it depends on what VP are going to do. It's kind of hard to anticipate lanes this early.
Clock is fine as well. It's a good pick to just lock down the draw.
Yeah, they want their gap closer.
Again, VP Polar keeping with the same lineup as they have done and previous matches where they've run this, and the Clockwork, a very stable and solid pick there for Burden United. It's arguably one of the heroes that we've seen Paris pick up pretty much the most in this league play.
I think he's gonna have a bad time in this game though.
Reckon?
Yeah.
It's not that good against
the
Rubik
Ruby
support.
lifts you out of the cogs as soon as you use them, and then you just screwed.
Then you are indeed.
And not in a good way. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think during the mid game it's all right though. Like, they needed something that would be able to gap close for the team, because as of right now they have nothing. And I think that's also another reason why Empire had such a hard time coming back in the game that we saw them play against VP, because there was nothing to just start the fight. The Clockwork kind of gives you that hard initiation that you really need. And also the synergy behind that and the Gyrocopter is very good. So for whatever reason, if the Rubik has used his lift in a team fight, in a full like 5-on-5, which I don't think is too out of the ordinary here for either team, because VP are eventually going to group to push. You can just wait to see a lift and then go in. It's not really that hard.
PA is going to be picked up here for the side of Burden United, and I'd imagine it is going to be, I guess it's going to be the Sing Sing PA, and I'd imagine that they'll put the Sing Sing PA and the IO in the mid lane and leave Necro on the safe lane Gyrocopter. I'm kind of seeing with this lineup.
Yeah. It might even be a support Gyro at this point.
It's actually super annoying to play against as any ranged hero who doesn't have an escape, because you just get harassed nonstop. Like, you have infinite daggers, and you can also use your Blink Strike to guarantee tether, which can kind of make the Rubik or Visage sit mid. And Visage is not really that good against PA during mid game because usually Drow lineups are very heavily based around one type of damage. It was very rare to see a Timber partner with it last game, which 8mother was saying it was great because it mixed up their damage types, so that way you can't just buy like mass armor and be safe. But PA normally functions very well against these types of lineups. Oh, they picked Wind Ranger. Wow.
That's
okay, so that's
it's super good with Draw Aura. You can just rush up the Aghanims with a Blink Dagger and you do so much damage.
He can go like Aghanims, like BKB, MKB or something like that.
He doesn't really need damage items because you get about 60 damage for free at like 20 minutes. So
yeah, I like that pick.
It's super good.
And I imagine obviously that probably is going to be G Wind Ranger, so in the mid lane. And if it is going to be the PA there with the IO, obviously with the shackle shots, you've got to be careful when there's two of you in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to like do anything off shackles though in mid because most of the time the Wisp is going to be sitting on his high ground, and then the PA is going to be just like tossing out daggers casually. So it's very hard to just go for like a kill per se. You'd have to rotate two heroes, and it's not even a guarantee because the PA can just blink to the Wisp, and the Wisp should never be that far up anyway.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways though, because like Wind Ranger can't really go on them, and they can't really go on Wind Ranger.
It's just really stale lane.
It's gonna be like farming. I think Wind Ranger is gonna have an edge in farming because he has so much damage with the Draw Aura.
Yeah.
Final ban for the side of Burning United. They do take away that puck.
That was really good.
We know that Phobos his puck is pretty legit, and he could very easily run that on his solo lane on the side.
They can still pick some kind of bursty hero for VP as the last pick. They still need their offlaner. So, I mean, I wouldn't even hate to see Timber again against these heroes. I think it's a little bit worse because of clock. I think that's really frustrating for the Timber to play against. But other than that, he smashes PA and Wisp, like just obliterates them if you catch him out.
Yeah, I think the lane is just too bad because of Gyro. He's just gonna zone you with Barrage, and you're not gonna be able to do anything. And he's just gonna be one-on-one basically.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's the main problem with him right now. Maybe even just go for a Tide or something that just tempo controls like the team fights. Or what else is there?
We're seeing at the moment the final ban for VP. They're going to take away the Dazzle. Would have been very nice, of course, with heroes like the PA who do like to go for that very YOLO kind of fighting style in the mid game.
The Weave is amazing against VP's lineup as well.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Final pickup for the side of Burden. They do still need that support, and it is going to be arguably someone that's going to have to be with the Gyro in potentially 2-1-2 lanes if Burden United do run that PA IO in the mid lane. And, okay, maybe not, because it's going to be the Enchantress. They're going to go jungle with that, and it's looking to be a rather greedy lineup here from the side of Burden.
I kind of like it though. Yeah. It's kind of what I was saying in the previous game is sometimes you know you're just not going to win the lanes, so what you do is you focus on trying to play as greedy as possible and make VP do something in the early game as opposed to just sitting there and also free farming. So if you have an Enchantress, she's going to farm faster than anything on the side of VP in the woods. Even if you're getting chain pulls, you're just not going to keep up. And then during mid game, you have another hero who offers a substantial amount of DPS. And plus, it can be really good against Wind Ranger in the late game. If you manage to farm up MKB, you can actually just crush that thing. So I think it's actually really solid.
And the final pick is going to be Phobos Phoenix. Works obviously very nicely with the full range strat they've got with the Drow Ranger Aura. And I guess in terms of taking down the Supernova, they've got the IO to boost the attack speed, but he's not going to be wanting to hang near the Supernova. There could be potentials for some big one-way combos coming out from the side of VP in these team fights.
Sure, I think I favor VP's draft a lot. They don't really have a lot of pressure, and they have a very well-rounded draft with the pickups from the Wind Ranger. Like if she gets Blink Axe, she can kill anyone alone. Yeah. And they just have the Phoenix for team fights, so it's very well-rounded draft in my opinion.
I think it's VP favored, but I don't know if it's like hugely lopsided.
No, exactly. It's just...
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, here with the first game of this two-game series between the side of Burden United and VP. As we were talking now about earlier, I think we worked it out to be the fact that out of these 6 games that Burden United are going to play, they need to win 1 if they want to draw bottom, but if they win 2, they're guaranteed to go through to the DreamHack LAN finals. So let's see if they're going to be able to take them. They've got some hard opponents. We've obviously got them up against VP, and then I believe the other matches are up against Empire and Na'Vi. So I guess it depends what your opinion of the teams are at the moment. I'd say this is going to be one of their hardest series.
Yeah, VP has been playing really well. I mean, they're #1 right now in the standings, so definitely the team to beat. And I think if Burden even take a game off them, they'll feel pretty confident going through the rest of the day, being able to take at least one more game.
They've been suddenly looking very, very strong. So, and this is their element, like draw Visage. So if you beat this, you're doing really well, I'd say.
Absolutely, and as you've just heard there, we've got both Drasko and Eight Mother joining me on the panel today, and let's get ourselves familiarised with the team. Eight Mother, give us a rundown of VP.
All right, on the Wind Ranger mid, on the Rubik, we have FNG. On the mid lane Wind Ranger, we got God. On the Visage, we got Lil. On the Draw Ranger, we got Illidan Stormrage. And on the Phoenix, we got DK Phobos.
Okay, and Drasko, what are we seeing from the Radiant side?
Necroman handling his gyrocopter here. We're going to see Come With Me playing Enchantress. We're going to have Minots playing the Wisp. Sing. He's going to be dual laning with him on the Phantom Assassin. And then we're going to have Solkshka, aka Paris, playing on the Clockwork.
Okay, so going into this laning stage of the game, do VP have the same advantage as they did in the first game, or do you feel that they're a little bit weaker against Burden's lineup this time?
I think the mid game is going to be more of a decider for Bird in this game. Like, they can play it kind of greedy. They have a decent matchup in bottom lane because Necroman doesn't need to harass with auto attacks. He can go for Rocket Barrage. Like, both off lanes I think are going to lose. Middle lane might be slightly favored for VP just in the sense that G can farm by himself. Like, Wind Run and having Drow Aura on top of that makes him more or less immortal. But I think Burden are relying more on mid game than lanes.
Okay, and Eight Mother, in terms of kind of big turning points, would you agree the mid game is going to be where this match will be decided between these two sides?
Yeah, it's going to be decided a lot on Roshan. Like, the Roshan fight is going to be huge, as well as like how you play around the relocates. And like, if you're unaware or not ready for it, the PA could easily get like an ultra kill with a relocate, no problem.
I think people underestimate how good Wisp PA can be.
Yeah,
you take so little damage with overcharge, and you just have infinite chase potential.
Yeah, I mean, VP still has a lot of burst with the Visage and the Phoenix, and Wind Ranger of course as well. So if the Wisp is not careful, he's just gonna get zapped and is dead.
Yeah.
Obviously, with this Enchantress we're seeing from the side of Burden United, we know that Come With Me, he does like to get himself the Chen. It wasn't available, so opting for the Enchantress. How does it differ in terms of playstyle? Are we going to see him play more passively in terms of farming up because he needs to transition better into the late game, or can we expect to see a lot of action from Come With Me this game?
I'd say it's a bit more active role.
Okay.
But considering there's a Wind Ranger in mid and you don't really have any stun or like root, it's going to be really hard to gank that lane. So he's going to be... like, he has to play around the bottom lane, but he has the leap on the Phoenix as well. So
I think you can still potentially smoke behind the tower and kill the Phoenix.
You have to make him jump into you, kind of.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but it is difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like the pick Wind Ranger that they had mid was actually amazing because it not only prevents them from being able to get a jungler who can actually gank mid, and then also a hero that can win a 1v2.
Yeah.
Which right now, I mean, 16 and 6, or excuse me, 15 and 3 for the Wind Ranger in middle lane. And Sting has only got 11 creep kills and 0 denies, so...
It's mostly down to the Draw Aura, though.
Yeah, of course.
And the animation is just insane on Wind Ranger, so... Very, very good draft, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the laning stage as a whole in terms of CS, the side lane is going fairly even. The biggest difference, as you were saying here, between G and Sing Sing, with the advantage going to the Wind Ranger. But I guess you're going to need bigger than just a little lane advantage for VP because you're playing against a side that has got this Enchantress. Yeah,
of course. I think the PA Clockwork Gyro synergy is insane as well. Because the Clockwork normally with melee heroes is kind of clunky because you need to wait to let the PA or the melee hero into cogs, but you also have Blink Strike, so you can just be in and out of the fight non-stop. And I still feel if the PA gets too farmed, VP will just lose to that hero alone. Like, the Wind Ranger is going to have to carry a lot of weight if Sing gets out of control.
Phobos getting himself very low there to the flat cannon shots. Will have to back himself right up to the base. And Burden United looking for a smoke towards the mid lane. They're going to try and make something happen here against G. But it's going to be very hard at the moment with just a Centaur and a Wildwing Ripper. Maybe they continue to wrap around towards the top lane. The 4-minute rune is going to be up very shortly, and maybe they can look to fight around that. VP, they've got the Rubik and the Visage heading towards it. This could be our first engagement. It's going to be double damage. It's going to be saved. No, it's going to be picked up by FNG, who's now going to lift up Minus. There's going to be a dagger flying through. Minus getting low, and that's going to be a first blood as Lil brings down the IO. Is anyone else going to die here? They're looking to try and get the return kill onto Lil, but with a soul assumption, Lil gets a double kill. They do kill the Visage, but again, Lil having an incredible start to this game on the Visage.
He even bought before he died. He has Tranquils 4 minutes in. What a player. Level 3 already.
Yeah, it's kind of like same as last game.
I don't understand how he even got another kill, like what?
But Enchantress has like 473 HP.
Yeah, but he got the Nature's Attendance off before he died. I'm just surprised he ended up getting that low in the first place. That was really bizarre. Because Come With Me came into that fight with full health, right?
But he did like 300 damage with a nuke.
Yeah, okay.
so it's like it's not enough to heal. This is really good for Clockwork though. His recovery is huge from this. You can actually be on the lane, get level 4 almost. He was level 1 for a really long time.
Oh, FNG's got the lift onto Minuts with the Fade Bolt as well. The power shot, the Shackle shot will not latch, but it doesn't matter. The damage is there to bring down Minuts on IO. That's going to be another kill there for the side of VP Polar.
He kind of warded pretty obviously there, though. Maybe that gets dewarded from FNG.
He's waiting for FNG here. Clockwork.
Clockwork is looking for a wraparound. He's going to try and find something here. 2
He
points in
can't
the
kill
battery
him,
as
though.
well.
I
He's
don't
going to
think
get
this
close
is
and
gonna work.
personal. He's going to try and get the cogs down. G is there as well. He's going to go for an
think he's
FNG.
dead.
The telekinesis and the power shot hitting onto Paris. He's been dragged out of the cogs. He will go down as a final right click of FNG. Can Burning United find anything in return? FNG's going to try and TP out. It won't make it. Does lose his life there to the Enchantress. And it is a 1-for-1 trade there between the sides.
I guess it ended up being still slightly favored for VP. Like getting the kill credit on the offlaner as opposed to just a Rubik. I'm really surprised he opted to go on that so hard though. Maybe he just thought that the backup from his team was going to be a little bit faster. Might have been able to get that kill.
I think he could have had a good time on top lane. Since he knew Rubik was mid.
Yeah.
Now he has ulti and row.
God, their farm is insane. Like 38 and 36 creep kills.
Yeah,
6 minutes in.
This is scary.
Illidan has been totally undisturbed. I mean, so's Necroman, but the CS just hasn't been there. Now falling behind this Drow Ranger. And the mid lane, the difference getting bigger and bigger. G with about a 10 CS advantage against Sing Sing on this PA. Phobos trying to see what he can find now from this lane. He's level 4 at the moment compared to Paris on the Clockwork. What's the difference here between the off lane as well? Yes, it's a level difference. So Phobos is having a slightly better time than the Clockwork at the moment.
Well, he's also seen that Come With Me has been sitting mid a lot, and so is the Wisp, so there's not really a whole lot of pressure on him down here. He can kind of just freely soak EXP. But I still feel that's advantageous towards VP's draft more than anything else. Like the way they've laned it makes it very difficult for Burden to kind of sit still. Just seems like the common theme for Drow lineups.
Top lane, we're going to see an attempted wraparound here from FNG. They're going to try and catch out Paris. Paris, he's got to be very careful. FNG doesn't want to commit to it here. He's just going to hang about. He has got that Dire Observer ward placed down in between the tier 1 and the tier 2. So just making sure, maybe waiting to see if there's going to be any TPs coming in before making the jump as the push. Now coming in from VP on this top lane. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is what's going to allow them to dive the tower. Paris, he needs to be very careful here. They're making a beeline straight for him. They've got the telekinesis. Illidan and Lil are going to be there. They'll drop down the cogs on the battery, so it's not going to be enough with the Fade Bolt and Soul Assumption burst damage. They'll find themselves a kill. Necroman is here indeed with the cooldown onto Illidan. Maybe he can find a return kill onto the Drow Ranger. The tower will go low, but Illidan, he doesn't want to stick around for that. He's just trying to get himself the hell out of there. They do lose Visage here. Sing Sing rotates in from the PA. Necroman, he's looking for this kill desperately. Has he got the speed to do so? He's got the phase boost. Will get in close and personal. One more hit will do it. Does find the kill. Now a TP coming in from G. Finds... Oh, the shackle shot doesn't connect. Wow. We see a lot of crazy shackle shots, but that kind of worked in the opposite way. G, very unlucky there to not latch on into anything.
That was a huge rotation. Like,
yeah,
he got the draw kill and he denied the tower.
Yeah.
That was insane.
I don't know. I'm surprised he was able to get that kill in the first place. Like, he chased for so long.
Yeah,
he chased from their tier 1 all the way under their tier 1 and got away. Like, that does not happen very often in these games.
I'm surprised G didn't go for the ulti at level 6.
Phobos is going very aggressive here onto Paris, burning him down. And, just keeping each other low. He has got the Tranquil, so he can afford to be a little bit more aggressive.
Oh, he's level 6 now.
Yeah, doesn't matter though.
I think they just want to prioritize getting Saksha's ulti. It's really important for them to have hook shot.
Yeah, definitely.
Tread's now completed on Come With Me as well. On the Enchantress as well, his progression is level 5, nearly touching on to the level 6. It's he's been able to make quite a bit happen. 3 assists, 1 kill so far on this end. She's been involved in 4 of the 5 kills, 9 minutes in. But still 5 for 5 on the board. Who do you feel this is kind of favouring more, this kind of Palais style that's coming out from both sides at this point in the early game?
I think it's actually okay for both teams.
Yeah.
Like, the thing with Drow Visage is you still want to function primarily in the mid game, but winning your lanes is kind of like icing on the cake, right?
Yeah.
But Burden are pretty much all based around mid game. So if the PA has a couple of good team fights and the Gyro get ahead, it's going to be a nightmare for VP to fight into that, because the PA is one of those heroes that snowballs incredibly well against Visage, Rubik's, like Drows especially. You don't have a way to run. Like, if you take the fight and the PA is chasing you down with a Wisp, he's going to kill all of you. So you need to make sure that if you're VP, you do not give away anything big.
Sing Sing is going for the Battle Fury here as well. He has bought off the Perseverance.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I thought he might go standard like Dominator and just try to fight. Or maybe drums or something.
Aquila drums. He's gonna be pretty squishy. He's just gonna blow up. If they have a
Come with me.
mental fight,
He's
so.
smoked up here in the top lane. Does have the troll summoning. He'll find the trap here onto Lil, but Lil getting the
Don't have a
birds
shot.
into position. Come with me. The soul assumption is going to bring him down. It's a very unsuccessful gank there for the side of Birding United. Paris came in as well. Won't be able to find anything as he backs himself off, and maybe we'll be in trouble as a Fadeball comes through with the familiar stuns. Do they have the damage to bring down Paris? They're going to continue to chase, but Minets is there with the backup. Come with me, coming into lane, and that soul assumption, Lil on this Visage yet again, proving to be a massive issue. And it is indeed a 2-game series, and if it continues to go like this, you've got to consider it. You've really got to consider that Visage in the draft, because if you don't deal with him, he's going to get out of control.
I don't know if it's ban-worthy against all teams, but VP, I think it's first ban-worthy.
Yeah.
Because they play around the lineup very well. So, I don't know. It always seems like FNG manages to not make any weak lane whenever he drafts the hero. So that's kind of the scary part.
Yeah.
I mean, even against Burden, who have like Clockwork, PA, Enchantress, Gyro, like a bunch of fighting heroes, they're still having a really hard time fighting openings.
This is going to be very nice as well for VP here. Illidan's
double
found
damage.
himself with double damage and has got that mask. So
That
should be able
actually
to
hurts
hold.
so bad for Burden. Like, getting that Roshan, no contention at all. Like, they don't even know he's doing it. Like, he's going to get, what, like 2 levels off this? No, almost.
Very
Almost
close
1.5.
to. Very close to level 10. This is looking pretty scary. Illidan Storm Rage now, second on the net worth. Top of the net worth still at the moment is G, because he's just been farming up fantastically here in the mid lane for the entirety of the game so far.
Problem is this clock pick, like you pick it so early, so they just counter pick it with the Rubik.
I think they would have picked Rubik anyway.
Yeah, maybe, but it's like he's gonna have a really bad time in lane. It's inevitable if you don't like dodge the lanes and put Clock versus Phoenix. But even then, he has a bad time.
Oh, he's found level 6 now.
So it's like, yeah, he has hookshot now, but
Yeah.
he has to do a lot. Like the pressure is on him to do a lot with this hookshot now. They're getting close to the reload. He's left 4 on the Wisp. He's not been able to find much either.
Have they been stacking at all? I guess not. They're the only person who can clear it is a Gyro, right? And the Enchantress kind of needs to take the creeps
Yeah,
anyway for ganking, so there's not really too much greed coming out here from Burden.
Not even stacking Ancient at this
Yeah.
point.
I don't know, maybe if the PA can get the Battle Fury, maybe gets like 5-10 minutes of farm, they could maybe turn
Oh,
it.
the Shackle.
Oh, the shackle onto Sing Sing. Is there any follow-up?
It's not
It's
gonna
going to be a
commit.
few hits, and now Sing Sing
Oh,
actually
what?
jumps
There's
in
a force
as
stuff.
Paris hook shots, and well,
He
Paris will
was
probably
trying to jump back, but he
the
hookshot
full
in.
stuff in, and well Visage on the back lines. Lil with the rotation did find the kill onto Sing Sing. Necroman's going in here with the cooldown, brings FNG and G low. Now the Supernova from the side of VP. Paris, he tries to go for it, but he's already dead. It's a double kill for Lil. Triple kill
my
for
God.
Necroman, though, as this Jar is absolutely cleaning up. And now Sing Sing looking to find more here onto G, and they'll find it. It's going to be a 4-for-2 trade there, favouring the side of Birding United. What a fight for them, and heavy impact being felt there by the Gyrocopter.
Sing bought back for that though. That's really weird.
Did he?
Yeah, he bought back and killed G.
Did he die?
Yeah, he died. Look.
Yeah, Visage wrapped round when he was retreating.
Yeah, that's why Lil
initially.
was by the tier 1, because he wrapped around and
Oh,
got
okay.
a kill.
Then
on him.
it's not as good as it looked.
Yeah.
Rubik actually stole hookshot, but he couldn't use it. I think he missed.
That's a pretty awkward spell for Rubik to steal, to be
he was
honest.
like 100 HP. Was like, I need hookshot in or die. It's like I'm gonna do both at the same time. But that Gyro did work there. He even killed the egg at the end. I
Yeah.
was surprised.
I guess it's that level 1 egg. It's, I mean, how many hits? It's not
5
a lot.
hits.
5 hits.
Yeah.
Easily doable if you've got a couple
Such
there about. And Paris, again, getting caught out by Lil and FNG. And this is going to be a very fun Visage once more. Medallion, 1200 gold, there's your point booster, 13 minutes in. I wouldn't be surprised if by 19 minutes, again, we see this guy with a completed Aghanim Scepter at this progress.
The thing with this hero is it's designed to get the last hits on the hero kills with the soul assumption.
Sing Sing is going to be found out here by FNG and Lil. He'll do a little bit of a cheeky blink there towards the eye, but he's getting caught out by the Fade, but they've got the familiar stuns as well, and with the soul assumption bringing him below, the Tether heal will be enough to keep him topped up, and he will be able to get himself out. They're thinking about going in. They'll find the dagger onto Lil. Cooldown as well. Maybe they can kill this Visage. This will be big because Lil's had a fantastic game so far. They will find the kill. Mega kill streak here for Necroman.
FNG.
Oh, they're going to try and look for more as Phobos and Illidan going in on to come with me. The Birds chasing him down as well. Sing Sing still looking for that Ruby. They've got the tower down in the mid lane. And Sing Sing does jump forward, finds the kill onto Rubik. Illidan and Phobos, can they do anything about this? G's trying to find Sing Sing as well as he backs off into the jungle. Sing Sing wants to go back in here. He's got the rest of the side of Burn United. And a nice hook shot forward, but it's blocked by the Birds. And actually, Paris getting silenced up. He's going to go down here. Can't get anything off in this fight. He'll fall. Now Illidan, can he find anything? He hasn't got any points here in the Frost Arrows. So all he'll be able to do is just tickle Necroman as he backs off down the lane. Pretty even engagement there between the sides. If anything, favouring VP, managing to find that clockwork pick off at the end of it.
That was a really awkward hook shot from Paris. He was just like, I don't know who he even wanted to hit, because that was like really off of no matter what target he wanted to go for. I guess they only had a little bit of high ground vision though. Their wards on the other side of the river.
I think it was Phoenix standing there, but even if he gets him, he gets fly out or egg.
Yeah, exactly.
And he went so deep, like there was no follow-up on that.
Fortification will come out here in the mid lane, but this is the problem. If you just take even a slightly unfavourable engagement against VP, VP are going to be able to push so damn hard. Paris trying to get himself positioned up with his shackle shot onto Sing Sing, the cooldown onto G and Illidan. Illidan getting low, had to back himself up. Now Sing Sing jumping forward. They will be able to put the Aegis on Illidan. He looks for a supernova again, but the eggs are just not happening for VP. Illidan is going to get caught up by the slow from Sing Sing's dagger. Sing Sing will take a shackle shot, but it won't latch. They're both being silenced up. They're thinking about trying to fight back into this one. Lil, he wants to go into this, and he's going to find the Grave Chill on to come with me. Maybe they can bring down the and they certainly will there with the soul assumption from Lil. Again, a 1-for-1, and I don't know about this Phoenix hasn't been having a great time in these team fights. With the level 1 supernova, I guess he's able to provide a little bit of a distraction, but he is just throwing his life away every time.
It's not really the best Phoenix play I think that we've seen so far, but it's good enough. Like, they get the tier 2 tower really quickly. They traded their Aegis at least for a favorable engagement, so it wasn't too bad. They forcing the buyback, then they're pushing mid tier 1. Roshan's going to be up in around 5 minutes, and I think before that time VP will be able to easily push the safe lane tier 1. And then all of a sudden that puts a lot of pressure on Burden to make sure they're positioned properly for that Rosh, because like Ape Mother was saying, if you get that as VP, you're in such good shape.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. Like, basically, if you play this draft, you want to get the second Rosh and go finish the game with that.
Yeah.
That's like that should be your best timing with like Aga Visage, maybe even a Solar Crest, and just high ground with the draw and the birds. Maybe you don't even have to put the draw on the high ground.
VP, they get a tier 1 here. There's going to be the 2 little golems, one each over there from either side. And come with me, Joss Award. Shackle shot thrown out by G will not connect onto anything. Come with me now with the Nature's Intentions, trying to back himself away and will get himself out of this one. Does VP want to stick around and fight this? Burden United certainly look like they want to. There's going to be a hook shot on Illidan's storage. The cooldown will catch FNG. It's been stolen. There's going to be a cooldown in return from VP. They do bring down the Rubik. They'll lose Jara and they lose the clockwork. Sing Sing still alive, trying to clean up here on the PA. Has the back of a minus, but the shackle, it's killing them. Sing Sing getting low. Will be able to jump out, but it doesn't matter. He goes down as well. It's a full team wipe on the side of Burden United. And that double damage rune for G there, really helping out in the latter stage of that team fight.
The shackle wasn't too bad either.
It's insane. They didn't even use the egg on Phobos. He's like, whatever, I'm not gonna egg anymore. I don't want to die. It's like...
It's like a taunt, really. Like when you egg, it's like you're pretty much saying, if you don't land Fire Spirits on like everyone, you're just a goner.
Yeah, I think he went a bit too deep as well. Like Paris, when he hookshotted on the mid tower.
Yeah.
DK Phobos just does the counterplay and just eggs inside their base or something.
Could be legit.
A bit too deep, I'd say.
It was never too
like
deep.
Here, he was in the tier 2, I think. Inside the cogs, egging alone.
Now on the Visage, after the point booster, has decided to finish up the Solar Crest rather than trying to go for that full-on Aghanims. I mean, does that just show to you that the VP want to finish it now and maybe feel that the Aghanims isn't going to even come because they feel that they can end the game soon enough?
I think it's nice against teams with heroes like PA, for example, who are really relying on being able to toe-to-toe at this point. Like, it's kind of one of those heroes where you jump in and you want to get like a lucky crit or two and get the kill.
Necroman, he might get caught out here. There's a wraparound coming from G, who will not find the shackle shot there, unluckily, for himself.
I think he wants Solar Crest before because he's kind of low level. He's only level 10. And he doesn't want Aga until like 11. But he's going to be 11 soon, I guess. But
yeah. I don't know, I think Solar Crest is still amazing.
Yeah,
like, for high grounding, it's so good. You can even put it on creeps and like tank the tower a lot better.
He's going Silver Edge.
Yeah, against the PA.
Oh my god. And Enchantress.
Oh, he's so close to having that finished up as well. Just about 100 gold away from picking up that recipe on top of the Satch.
That actually makes PA so much worse against Drow lineups, being able to buy Silver Edge. Because normally buying MKB is
bottom lane. Paris will get a hook shot off, but he's been found out by FNG and Phobos. They'll bring him down. Sing Sing does now have the completed Battle Fury on the PA.
That's huge, though.
It's a good timing, yeah. But it's more about how much room is he going to have to farm with it. Because it's already 20 minutes in, and VP are looking at another Roshan in less than 2 minutes. Yeah. I don't know if the Battle Fury is necessarily going to be too fight-winning for them, unless for some reason VP are like stacked up as 5, which I don't really see happening with their lineup.
And we see at the moment there are a couple of dire wards on the side of the Radiant's jungle as well. So if Sing Sing does back up to look to clear up the camps, VP are going to have very very good tabs on how he's progressing in terms of items.
Yeah, it's really still kind of a close game. VP, the real test is Roshan and high ground. That's kind of where all Drow lineups either pass or fail, more or less. Because there is the possibility for Burden to win like one really big engagement, and then Singh gets like another item on top of his Battle Fury, and all of a sudden he becomes a really big threat.
Yeah, because this VP lineup is gonna fall off eventually, so they're kind of on a timer to win the game. So yeah, next Roshan is probably their peak, and that's where they should win the game if they.
Oh man.
Gonna.
Silver Edge and Aghanims at the same time.
God.
So and a DD rune on G as well.
Holy lord. Okay, so if he uses Silver Edge on Singh, this is a hero who went pretty much treads Battle Fury. He will instantly die.
Yeah, it's like 3 hits.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 hits max, and he's a goner. Because the break and the Silver Edge hit always land, right? So you get the bonus damage as well.
Yeah.
My god.
It's 4 seconds, right?
Yeah. That's plenty of time.
No, it's.
Wait, yeah, 4 seconds to break.
Reduction duration 5.
5.
Maim duration 4.
Oh yeah, it is 5 seconds. The break is 5 seconds.
Right,
The maim is 4.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
That's insane.
Do they want to fight into this one? Illidan going in with the Silver Edge, but there are 4 members on the side of Burden United. Maybe if they can catch out Singh, and here we go with the Silver Edge. Goodbye evasion.
Oh my god.
That's Singh
Wrecked.
getting destroyed by Lil and Illidan.
I think this is another reason why the earlier fighting build might be favorable. Because if you just get enough health to live through burst on PA during the early game, like you're only playing against what, like you get a power shot, a soul assumption, maybe a fade bolt. Like if you
and
just
the dots from Phoenix.
yeah. But I don't think the Phoenix really wanted to move that much during
exactly.
like early laning phase. So you might have been able to get away with fighting, but maybe they
Drums Aquila gives you so many stats.
yeah. But that just showcased maybe even getting a BKB. Like what's that going to do for him? Like he's still going to get wrecked by right clicks because of the Silver Edge. As long as VP are good about
they've got a
focus.
shackle on to come with me. G will bring him down. Paris hook shots in, pops the cogs out, and will walk away. That'll be the cogs stolen there by FNG.
I don't actually know what Burden are supposed to do.
Because he almost has Ags on Message.
I don't think they can contest Roshan. Like there's no way.
It's been like 4 minutes, and he's farmed 2.5k gold.
And he's got a mango.
That's insane.
Roshan going
What
down
happened,
very
man?
quickly. And I mean, Burden, this was not in any position to contest this one.
I think we're looking at a Visage ban next game. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't see a point not to do it, because it's very much their comfort zone to play this kind of drafts.
Yeah. I actually feel like Burden drafted a team that could have won against this, but it's not easy to do. That's the problem.
I don't think we've seen a single relocate like into a pickoff or anything.
No, they're way too scared to fight.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they end up taking a few skirmishes and VP get like that fight in the woods, I think was where they decided, okay, now we're just like screwed because we just lost our entire team. G with the DD and 6 shackles there. I don't know. This is really, really tough for Burden right now.
I mean, Chandra's high ground is pretty good because he has poked them with the.
He doesn't have
impetus.
Aga though.
Yeah, it's true, but and Clockwork, he just cut them off with the cogs in the middle of the ramp, stuff like that. They don't really have a defensive support to save. They can just lift the clock, I guess, with the Rubik instantly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what does the Rubik have right now?
he has an Aghanim, so he's just flying out.
Oh, it's Vlad's okay. He just bought that. Yeah, okay. I thought he might go Blink, but I guess Vlad's is better for the ending the game strategy, especially since it works on range now. It's like super good.
Maybe even Glimmer this game.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the push from the side of VP.
Just putting it on the creep. We can tank more.
There'll be a fortification coming out from the side of Burden United, but can they do anything to stop this? The dagger's just been thrown out by Sing onto Illidan. Cordan now will be dropped. Illidan's just going to stand there for the time being. Now he'll back himself off with the Silver Edge, maybe looking to double back in on someone. The shackle shot. Oh, it's caught Enchantress, and the Gyrocopter coming with me going down very quickly. He will be kept alive by Minuts here. There's going to be Paris Hook shotting in, but he just gets destroyed by the lineup of VP. Necroman's popped the BKB, but he just can't fight into this damage. And now with that space created, VP, they're going to be able to break the base in terms of the tier 3, and they're probably going to be able to take the full set of racks here in the mid lane from the side of Burden United. As look at the damage that's being done.
I don't ever think I've seen a Clockwork die that fast. He evaporated. Like, I don't even know.
Oh, why not?
Why not? There's going to be a bit of aggression from Burden United. They're trying to fight in. Necroman going forward with the Rocket Barrage is going to be held in place by the Telekinesis, and he will go down. That's Jajaro down. That's going to be Come With Me on the Enchantress falling as well. Neither heroes with buyback available. They might even find Sing Sing. He's able to get himself away with the Phantom.
The laser!
Oh, the shackle shot. The lasers kill one. It might find the second as well. Lil cleans it up. double kill for both Lil and DK Phobos at the end of that. 26 for 15 between the sides of VP and Burden United. I think you got to ban the Visage, boys.
I think it's like the good call as well, just because some teams have this mentality of if we played better, our draft could have won, which is not, it's not wrong, but I think you're making it harder on yourself by not banning the hero. And I think that's the mentality that you should adopt is let's make it as easy as we can during the draft so that way our team is easy to execute. Like there's nothing wrong with picking a team that just face rolls.